here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
Fourth and goal to go with the 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Now, are we going to get, after the season's over with, or maybe before the season's over with, or whatever, maybe re-sign any of these guys? McFadden, Flott, Belton, right? Because these are the guys in the fourth year, right? Make or break. Not make or break for them. We kind of know, right? Belton, guy's always around the ball. Comes, is the amount of snaps he gets. I think it was his first snap ever. He recovered the kickoff, the fumble, on a kickoff, right? It's going to be interesting to see how we wind up took it from Giants. Oh, okay. Was it talking about FBF who was making it? Oh, okay. Yeah, who? But it's going to be interesting to see what McFadden what winds up happening to him, because if they, obviously got to get Carter on the field. Does he want to get off ball linebacker, as they say, or whatever you want to call him, middle linebacker, or whatever? Because you can pretty much figure Okereke, hopefully he's healthy, right? It's going to be on there. How many snaps does this wind up taking away from McFadden? Going to be interesting. So this here, from MSN, Micah McFadden named New York Giants' most important contract extension candidate. Because you figure, right? On a defense, right? We got a Debo, got him for 3 years. We got Phillips in the slot, got him for another 3 years. We got Banks, we could have him for another couple of years, especially if we pick up his fifth-year option, if they do that. But then you look in the secondary, right? We got Newman for another 3 years. We signed Holland for 3 years. We got Bernsey for another 3 years. We just picked up Kayvon's fifth-year option. We got Sexy for another couple of years. We just drafted Alexander. We just signed Golston. We just brought in Carter. We got Okereke for, I think, another 2 years. We got guys for, I'm not saying we got all these guys for another 8 years, but, large portion of this defense is going to be around for another 2 or 3 years, So, but Mr. McFadden, nope. And same thing with Belton, but Belton obviously, is, not going to be a starter. If they ever put in, packages for 3 safeties, Belton will probably be in there. So we got Giants have had a busy offseason trying to put last year's 3-14 season behind them. While several moves made this offseason have featured a handful of new players arriving in East Rutherford, Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Dart, Abdul Carter, there are a handful of returning players who will be relied on. Absolutely. Among those players is linebacker Micah McFadden, who enters the final year of his rookie contract going into the 2025 season. The amount of snaps that this guy's played, and what we're paying this guy, I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer. Not saying we got Dick Butkus running around out there, not like that, but, for the amount of snaps he's been playing for us, where are we at here? So I can pop it up here. I got to find. Let's see here. Nope. Yep. There we go. All right. There he is. There's Mr. Micah the Neck McFadden. So you figure, right? 2022, he was in 435 snaps, but, all right. 2023, 736 snaps. 2024, 668 snaps. Got a lot of snaps. We're getting a lot of miles out of him. That's for sure. Now, his first year wasn't super spectacular. I know, he also had, especially his second year, I know he had a big issue with his missed tackle percentage. It was 20 in his second year. He missed 20, according to PFF, that's all it says. Missed 25 tackles. It's 20.7. Now, it came down last year, 13.7. He only missed 16 tackles. But, also here, you look, 668 snaps. So we've gotten 1,800 snaps out of the guy. We're paying the dude peanuts. Now in 2023, you're at 65.6. Last year, 62.8. Once again, is he an all-pro? No, but he certainly had some good games. Now, once again, be interesting to say with the Giants, right? Are they going to, draft the guy, try to develop the guy, and retain the guy? Are they going to do that? Though McFadden is set to be a free agent after the upcoming season, the Giants are urged to sign him to a contract extension by Moton of Bleacher Report. He says McFadden has become one of the league's most promising young linebackers, registering 267 tackles, 26 for loss, 6 sacks, 6 pass breakups, and an interception. Giants should be intrigued by his development and potential to be a long-term starter. Bobby Okereke, 28, has been a solid pickup from 2 years ago, but McFadden is the present and future at linebacker, and he's going into the final year of his deal. McFadden, a fifth-round pick in the 2022 draft out of Indiana, has been a starter over the last 2 seasons with the Giants, even after Shane Bowen took over as the defensive coordinator in 2024. McFadden continued to produce at a high rate. Over his last 30 games, with 28 starts, since the start of the 2023 season, McFadden has recorded 208 tackles, 123 solo, 4 sacks, 6 passes defense, 12 quarterback hits. In that same span, he's allowed a passer rating, though, of 101.4 on 78 targets. So Giants don't have a ton of salary cap space to work with going into training camp, but a deal to lock up a starter for the foreseeable future could still be a possibility before the 2025 season ends. Absolutely. So once again, now all these guys, right? Snaps will go down. Oh yeah, that's going to be interesting to see, right? How much, because Carter, I guess maybe putting them all over the place, putting them on the edge, off ball, heck, I don't know. Yeah, they can pretty go much anywhere. But it'd be interesting to see how many snaps get taken away from McFadden, right, because of Carter. But all 3 of these guys, right, all got drafted by Shane and Dable, right? Are they gonna try to, resign these guys? Obviously, you don't got to be rocket scientists to figure out they're both all 3 are on the defensive side of the ball. Going to be interesting to see. Also read an article too, just briefly, talking about maybe Flott and Mr. Banks maybe battling it out for a cornerback number 2 position. I'm interested to see if Flott can actually stay healthy or not, because the guy is so small. Man, is he so thin. But interesting to see if the Giants will ever wind up re-signing any of those guys in the offseason. Because the nice thing about that is that it's not going to the Giants will have some money next year. Not a ton, but they'll have some money. Then they can certainly re-sign these guys. But, there's none of these guys that's going to take a boatload of salary cap space off the Giants. So if worst comes to worst, you re-sign all 3 of these guys, you get three guys been with the team for a while. 2 of them would be good, possibly some good depth. And, Micah, will get some starting role, starting snaps. But of course, have to wait and see how much Mr. Carter takes away from him. So, because you got to get Carter on the field. That's a no-brainer. That's up to Bowen to figure that out, though. You got to get Carter on the field.